Hi guys, it's Elena, the Stitching Farmer here. It's been a while since my last update. It's been busy with the holidays and then I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. Got the crud that's going around that everyone's got, it seems like. But just thought I'd give you an update about what's been going on. I don't think I did a video for the whole month of December. But just busy getting ready for Christmas, and then after Christmas I was sick. I'm finally starting to feel better. I'm still kind of nasally though, still some drainage, but I am definitely feeling better than I was. So just been busy working as always, and just working on my cross stitches. And let's see, I went to the EGA Christmas party. It was a week or two before Christmas, and I got to meet the Gulf Coast stitcher, Julie. She was lovely. I had fun talking with her and some of the other ladies there, so that was nice. And let's see, there was lots of beautiful work that people have done and that they showed, and just a lot of amazing stuff that they do. Someday I hope to get to that point though. One of my son's Christmas presents, I got a pair of those guns that shoot at each other, and I forget what they're called, but and let's see, so what else? So I had an interesting thing happen on New Year's Eve. The boys went out of town. They went up to South Carolina to visit his family, and so I was here by myself, and the ball had just dropped, and I was watching the one in New Orleans since we're in Central Time Zone here in Florida. We're on like the very, very western edge of Florida. And so we're in Central Time Zone, and so the ball had just dropped and I was starting to fall asleep on the couch, so I went upstairs to get washed up for bed, and my cats are like sitting there just staring at the ceiling, and I'm like, what are y'all looking at? I'm trying to like see if there's a bug or something, and then I hear it. There's something up there just like gnawing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is up there? So I like hit the wall or the ceiling, and I hear it jump, and then it just keeps going right on gnawing, and then it doesn't move. It doesn't even care when I'm hitting the ceiling after that. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go to bed and shut the bathroom door and just try not to think about it. And I had trouble. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, I think, before I finally fell asleep. And so I called my husband, or like I started blowing up his phone. I'm like, there's something up in the attic. I don't know what it is. I'm not going up there though. And so the next day he's like, okay, well, the only way you're going to see what it is just to go up there. So I finally got the nerve to pull out the ladder and go up there. And so when I just use the term attic loosely. It's not like a true attic. It's just like a bunch of insulation, and you have to, there's just boarding to walk around on, and so I wasn't going that far. And so I just popped my head up there. Basically, it's just like a little square hole in the ceiling, and you just push the opening up, and then I looked over, and like looking over where a bathtub or I heard it above the shower, so I'm looking over there and I don't see anything. So then I'm like just, moving the flashlight around looking, and then I look over where our attic vent is, and there's all these things on it. They're moving, and I'm like, what is that? They look like giant frogs. I'm like, what? My brain just couldn't comprehend what I was seeing. And then I finally realized they had wings. There's a colony of bats in my attic. So honestly, I wouldn't care if they lived there if they didn't make such a big, huge mess. So we called Terminix and got them out. And basically what they did was they put a screen outside of our vent, and that way the bats can leave, but they can't come back in. So we spent way more money than I thought it would cost. If that's all you had to do, I would have gone up there myself and put a piece of netting over it. So me and my boys, we sat out there and just watched it the night after they put it up. And finally, right at dusk, they all just started leaving, like all at once. It was just like this mass exodus of bats. I got some cool pictures of it. I wish I would have taken video, but I just wasn't thinking. I didn't realize that they were just going to all come out at once like that. But it was pretty cool. And then I felt kind of bad because I kicked them out of their home, but hopefully they found a new one. And then an interesting fact is that since bats are a protected species because they eat all the mosquitoes, if I would have discovered that in April, we would have just had to live with them until September because you can't relocate them during their breeding season. So glad I just went up there and looked. But the Terminix guys, they said there wasn't any smell or anything, so they said they think they just moved in there because there wasn't much evidence that they'd been there long, because they're telling us these horror stories of how the guano will just eat away at your walls, and just a big nightmare that it becomes, and very expensive. And like, he was talking to me about replacing the insulation. I was like, no, I don't think, I didn't see any bat guano up there when I went, and it just sounded way too expensive. So that was my fun New Year's adventure. Very exciting stuff here. And try and think what else. Luda, she gave me a shout out on her video. I got to meet her at the Mirabilia retreat last May, and she was very sweet, and I really liked her. And she's the one that actually kind of got me into doing this, because she was like, oh, I'm gonna put this on my Flosstube, and I was like, what's Flosstube? And then I discovered Flosstube, and my stash like doubled in size. So thank you, Luda, for introducing me to Flosstube. And I've been enjoying making my own videos now too. So for 2019, I think what I want to do the most is finish all of my WIPs, except for my Heaven and Earth designs, because those just will take years, and I think I've got 2 started, and I don't know, they're probably just going to be UFOs forever, honestly, because I just don't have that kind of time. And I like to have a finish more than once every couple of years, so I think I'm just going to stick to my Mirabilias and Chatelaines, and I think I might still do some dimensions. I haven't been into them as much as I used to, but I still really like them. Their patterns that they've come out with lately, they're not as good as they used to be. The last year's, there's only a couple that I think I bought, because they're not what they were 5 years ago, but they're still cute and I like them. And so, but I'm gonna start sharing some stash. I got the new Zelda, so this is her. She's part of the portrait ladies, like with the portrait of Veronica, I guess, and Elizabeth. And Zelda is based on Zelda Fitzgerald. And so, I'll show you the supply list. There is 5 water lilies in this one. I guess they were back orders, so I haven't gotten the water lilies yet. That's quite a bit of water lilies. I love her dress, and like she's on pillows. I think that's neat. I do have the bee pack for it. Look at this bee pack. Oh my gosh. I think so. All these on bottom, they're all the same green color. So there is a lot of beads in this piece. I don't know when I'll start her, and I don't know what color fabric either. They did her on, the call for is graceful gray linen. I don't know, I thought about maybe going with a gray, but maybe with some color variation in there too. Like, maybe see if there's like a grayish purple. I think that might be pretty. I don't know, I have to go through my stash because I'm sure I have something in there she'll look good on. And then I got some Stitchy Kindness. I love these little pixies. I think they're so cute. I think I just want to do them on white. I wish I have sons, so they look so cute in a little girl's room, but I guess I'll just have to have like my own craft room and just hang them up all over the place or something. But thank you, Kathy, for sending me this. I really love this one. Is Magnolia. I just love how it's like she's holding a little umbrella with the flower. And this is part of the spring garden party collection. Originally, I didn't really care much for the pixies, but now I really like them. They don't have faces, but it's kind of like how designers draw their pictures without the faces. Reminds me of that. Let's see, I also got this one. It's the cottage garden. Let me pick it out. I really love their, I can't remember what the series is called, Birds and Flowers or something. The new one that they're coming out with like once a month. But this one is peacock and pomegranate. And this one actually just uses all DMC. I was looking over the one for, I think it's the Love one. And it uses a lot of the specialty threads, the overdyed or variegated. But this one's just all DMC, and I think it looks great. But hopefully I'll start that soon. I don't know when. I have so many things I want to start, and I just got the call for a piece of, it's raw natural Edinburgh linen. It's 36 count. Whew, that might be a little tough to stitch on. Eyes are just not what they used to be. And then, oh, I got a new Mama Joan bag. Look at that. Is that not adorable? I love like the little kitties and hearts. I love her bags because you can see what's inside of them. So I'm still working on Mermaid of Atlantis. I've taken a break lately from it, but I did put in some pretty decent progress. So this is the bottom. It's like hard to see through there, but I finished the little design down there, and I'll take it around, or turn it around so I can give you a closer look at it, and undo the scroll frame. So let me flip this. All right, so this is where I am with her. So this piece had a lot of gold in it. Most of the gold I don't mind using, except for that cording, which I think I've complained about on here plenty. So I still gotta finish that big beautiful tail, and then there'll be some more over there. You can tell she'll have a lot of beading in her hair, all the blank spots. And this also will have quite a bit of beading in it. This is the water lily, so it looks really nice with the variegation on it though. And then there's the oyster with the pearl in it, and then a fish. At first I didn't like the way the fish turned out, but now I like it. I think I went ahead and, yeah, I outlined that. Opening, I don't know, maybe I should redo this. Tell where it's, I'm like, when I get it framed, it might not look, I don't know, it's kind of loose. Might have to go back and redo that part. So there there's the progress on Mermaid of Atlantis. Let's see. All right. Turn this off just a second. Okay, so I have joined the EGA chapter in Niceville, and they have opened my world to a lot of different things. So one of the things that I was wanting to try was beaded embroidery. So that is what this is. This was a kit off of Etsy. I think I've covered up enough of the beads that a little bit of pattern that does show will be okay. But this is from Ann Benson. I will post the link below. You started with the cabochon, and you bezel it with the peyote stitch. You can see there. And then it's got all kinds of, there's bugle beads, and I have a whole list here. This is what, if I ever finish it, this is what it will look like here. This is what it will look like though. I got quite a bit done and it's really quick, honestly. And the kit, it came with everything. It came with the beads. It even came with thread, needles. And these are like pearls here. And then these are metallic crystals. And then you got the rondels. Lots of sea beads, very sparkly and pretty. And it's fun to do. I've enjoyed doing it so far. And she has lots of other kits that you can purchase. There's some for making bags and necklaces and quite a few of the bracelets. There's another one I want to get that's really pretty. It's a blue color. And then you just stitch, you know, it's a nightmare on the backside, but and I glued this down here and then I bezeled around it. Just trying to make my life easier. And you can see there's about 10 different color beads there. And the instructions that come with it are great. And her name is Ann Benson, and she has many, many kits if you're ever interested in trying to get into beaded embroidery. Like, we all need another hobby, right? But I've really enjoyed doing this piece. I think some of my stitching still needs some work. It's not, you know, it's not great, but it's my first time, so. So that is that, and I worked on it probably 3 days. So yeah, it stitches up really fast. And then last but not least, I have my chatelaine that I've been working on, Versailles. Let me show that to you. All right, so as you can see, I've made quite a bit of progress since my last video. Last time, I was still working on these curly cues. And so I've got quite a bit of the gate done. And then these little pawns. I'll get a close-up of them. So I will have to do 4 gates. There's one on each side and then one above and below. And the top is the front of Versailles, and then the bottom will be the back of Versailles, and then the gate is the top of that. And so I love the way the little waterfall looks. I decided to tack them down. I thought it was too long to carry the thread, so I ended up just tacking them. And then these have long stitches across it. I'm debating on how to do those. can't decide if I want to tack it down like I did with the water fountain, or just do like longer stitches, like 5 or 6 blocks at a time. There's a lady that's doing it on Facebook, and I think she told me that she was doing the just the longer stitches, just 5 or 6 at a time. And this will be a sun, since King Louis was the Sun King. And it's just very, very decorative looking. I like the little reeds here. You can see the color variation in them. That was one of the wildflowers, which is the thicker thread there. And then the little flowers and topiary. I really like the way that turned out. Lots of roads on the sides here. These Jessicas were a pain to do. I think this is my first time ever doing a Jessica with the metallic thread. But I think I really like the effect though. I think it looks really good. And then I did all the gold weaving on here. I know a lot of people said that they really want to do a chatelaine, but it's just so expensive, and yeah, they definitely are. I remember the first time I ever looked on European cross stitch website, and I was like, oh my gosh, is this real life? But when you think about it, you know, you got 30 different silks and metallics and all that, and yeah, those do start adding up. So it's hard for me to, and I just realized that it is once again upside down. But it's really hard for me to justify spending that kind of money on a cross stitch too. So the one thing that I do is I have one of those credit cards where you get 2% cash back on all purchases. So I set that money to the side, and then I will order a kit once I get enough money saved up. And there are some other things, like anytime, you know, I have a birthday or something and someone wants to get me something, like just, you know, a Visa card or something, and that way I can get a European cross stitch gift card with that, or just give me cash, you know, whatever. So I'm really happy with my progress so far on it. I've really enjoyed it. I'm not sure about the yellow. It's really bright. But it's definitely what's called for. Maybe once I get the gold bars in there, maybe it will make it look better. And then there'll be like a little bead there. You can see more roads there. There's a little Jessica in the middle of that. So my goal is to finish this year. Like I can do it. Because I ordered Scotland mandala and I really want to get started on it. I have to remind myself sometimes, you know, just enjoy the journey. Get in such a hurry to have a new start, but I have to remind myself to slow down and just enjoy the journey. All right, I thought I'd show how massive this is. It's huge. And this is with it rolled up, so will be even larger than this. But it's such a challenge, and it's just so much fun to do. I've really enjoyed working on this piece. You know, you just gotta one stitch at a time, and if you ever want to try one out, maybe try one of the smaller ones. Before she passed away, she was doing some smaller ones that were low cost and low time, Martina was, and I think it, something autumn, I can't remember, but I'll post it down below because I don't think those kits are too expensive, and they use a lot of the specialty stitches, which are really fun to do. Like, I'm not a big fan of back stitching and doing French knots, but I love doing those specialty stitches. They're really neat. They just look so different than anything I've ever done before, so I really enjoy doing those. And so that's about all I have to share with you on 2019 plans. I'm one of those people that just kind of just stitches what I feel like stitching. I've been trying to work more on this piece just because I really want to get it done. I would really like to finish my Mermaid of Atlantis too, so those two definitely going to be finished 2019. It's my year to finish some stuff. And other than that, I don't know, I've joined a couple sales, we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to start them or not. And so thanks for tuning in, and I'll try to start posting a little bit more. Hopefully I'll get better and won't get sick again like I did. And looking forward to spring. I'm tired of, well, I can't really complain too much. It's 68 degrees out here. I live in Northwest Florida, so I haven't seen snow in 10 years, and I can't really complain. But my poor boys, Logan especially, he's always talking about how badly he wants to see snow. And when they went up to South Carolina, it got really cold, but it didn't snow. And I think it was supposed to snow the week after they left, so he was so disappointed, and I was really hoping he might get to see snow, but my dad's family lives in Indiana, so maybe I can go take him up there so he can finally see some snow. And so, well, thanks for tuning in. I took some video down we went to take the boys to see Santa, and we were at the Destin Harbor, so I was going to share that with you guys so you can see a little bit of my piece of paradise here where I live. I'm sure probably a lot of you have visited Destin or the area. I live, like, it takes me probably 5 minutes to get into Destin, maybe 10 at the most. I just crossed over this big long mid-bay bridge, and then I'm there, and my goal is to get to the beach more this year. Sometimes you take it for granted living so close to the beach, and you're working and you're tired and you just don't feel like it, but now that my youngest will be 3, I think you'll enjoy it more. So definitely gonna have to get the boys outside more and do more outdoor stuff as a family, and then of course stitch too. So, well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll post that video, and it'll probably take all day to upload it. So thanks for watching.